Namaste to everyone. So today we are going to talk about again the power that is there in our thoughts and how do affirmations work. So we have to see that we are all the time thinking, and we are all the time, in another sense we can say that we are all the time affirming something. Whatever I am thinking in my mind repeatedly, again and again, feeling the way I am feeling about this thing, that thing, the way I am thinking about this thing, that thing about myself, that is what my affirmation is. So when people say that I don't believe in affirmations, mm, they think that if I have to say something like, oh, I am very good and I am beautiful, but I'm not. mm, But we don't realize that what I am thinking all the time in my head is an affirmation also. It's just that I believe in those thoughts and those feelings and those opinions in my mind just too rigidly. I don't question them. I take it for granted that no, this is true. I am not beautiful, for example. Right? So we have to go to the root of the matter that affirmations work. Why? Because I am affirming all the time, and whatever thoughts and feelings are being affirmed in my being, in my mind all the time, that is the kind of life I create. So, right now, I can ask myself, how is the condition of my life? Am I relatively happy, content with myself, enjoying life, enthusiastic about life? Or am I dull, negative? And if I am dull and negative, then I can see that some thoughts are going on in my head which I am affirming without being conscious that I am doing those affirmations. So that totally degrades the quality of my life. And hence, that is why nowadays even science is coming to the point that most of the diseases that we have in our life are psychosomatic in nature, means they have a component of thoughts and feelings associated with the body. So whenever I create a poisonous environment for myself, I mostly manifest it in the form of a disease because it affects, just like garbage affects the area, and it's very smelly. Wherever the garbage is, it becomes very smelly. That is how, when thoughts and feelings are not pure, thoughts and feelings are negative and loopy and constricting and judgmental, it changes the atmosphere. And because we don't wake up to take charge of our own being, to be responsible for our inner space, that is why now, how do the being tell you that, hey, dude, where are you going? You're going wrong way. So when I'm not listening to the signals that are coming as stress and negativity in the mind and feelings, when I'm not listening to those subtle signals, it comes through a signal through the body. The body gives you a signal, beep 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 beep. There is a problem. So most of the times we see that whenever we have a bodily manifestation, most of the times, whenever we have a bodily manifestation of a disease, we will see that there is a lot of work that we have to do in terms of our thoughts and feelings, making them more pure, more sane, more organized, removing all the negativity that we have about ourselves, about other people around in our life. So thought is a power. If I can generate a disease with the power of my thought, then how powerful is thought? Think about it. A disease can be, bodily manifestation can be generated because of thoughts and feelings. So, how powerful are our thoughts? Really, how powerful? And if I know about that power, I can reclaim my power. I can also change them into something beautiful, using my power in a very good way. So we, first of all, we have to take the onus that I have the power. I am creating my illness. I am responsible for my mind space and the space in my heart feelings, emotions. Nobody is making me victimized and nobody is doing evil things on me. I am responsible. This mind is my biggest enemy and a biggest friend also at the very same time. And there is a mind not only here, there is a mind throughout our body. Our whole body has a mind. Little, you can see each cell, each particle of the body is a mind in itself. That has to change if I want to change my life. So we will use some words from the mother, where mother talks about how powerful are our thoughts. So mother says, thoughts are forms and have an individual life independent of their author. So, once I create a thought, it just now goes on and roams about in the atmosphere, mother says. And if you have a power to see these formations, you can actually see them floating all around. But usually we can sense that as energy. We can sense energy or vibes, as at times we use the word vibe. That some people have a very positive presence and some people have a very negative presence, just speaking very ordinarily. So we carry our own atmosphere. Now I have to decide what kind of an atmosphere I want for myself. And mother says, whatever you are thinking of, you are surrounded by those things. You are surrounded by the things that you think of. This is what mother says. So what do I want to be surrounded with? Do I want to be surrounded with, say, Sai Baba, Mahavtar Babaji, Mother, Sri Aurobindo, Sant Kabir, whoever resonates with us? Or do I want to be surrounded with all the negative formations that I have? It is my choice. I have to take the responsibility. When you think of anyone, your thought takes a form and goes out to find him. And if your thinking is associated with some will that is behind it, the thought form that has gone out from you makes an attempt to realize itself. So whatever we are thinking, it is going to manifest sooner or later. Now this is a very dangerous responsibility that we have in our hands. Because if, say, for example, we are looking at the world and thinking all the negative things going around in the world, oh, world is so bad, and so it's not that outside the world is bad. I am actually making it much better because my thoughts are going out and they are making it concrete that yes, this space is a negative space. So it is very interesting to see that how when we shift our inner attitude, we actually can contribute to a positive environment around us. So if we turn our thoughts and feelings to good thoughts, mother says, in the last video also I had shared, that was in Hindi, but I had shared from the mother that you can do lot of good to people just by sitting quietly, mother says. So if, for example, you have to, uh, you know, somebody is not well and you want to take care of that fellow, you are maybe physically not present around, mother says make a positive formation, really make it very very well and feel it in the body. How I am feeling when the person is very healthy again and the person is taking care of itself, himself, how am I feeling in the body? So you feel it in the body. So with affirmation we also feel it in the body. And affirmation is a thought, we are thinking with, making use of the power of thought. So when we want to do good to people, mother says you can do a lot of good to people just by sitting quietly in your room, perhaps even more good than by undergoing a lot of trouble externally. So say, for example, going and meeting that person, that is not needed, mother says. If you know how to think correctly, with force and intelligence and kindness, if you love someone and wish him well very sincerely, deeply, with all your heart, that does him much good, much more certainly than you think. So whenever we are worried about a child that is our own, or some children outside there, they are not safe, how will they survive, all kinds of negativity and anxiety that we have, the moment I become conscious of it, because I have this consciousness, this is how it makes me human. I have this consciousness which looks at a thought, it can see, is it a negative thought, is it a positive thought? So the moment I look at a thought which is negative in nature, harmful in nature, I can transmute it. That how would I feel in the body when the person is well, when I am healthy? How am I feeling when I am healthy? Whenever we can do that, at times it may not be possible, but when it is possible, we must make use of it. And then Mother says, people always need to make their mind run, run, run. But then make it run on the right lines, you will see that it has an effect. For instance, let it go like this, that I shall learn better and better, shall know better and better, become healthier and healthier, and all difficulties will vanish, and wicked people will become sweet and good, and ill people will be cured, and houses which should be built will be built, and those things which should disappear will disappear. So, Mother says, think in good lines. If you can have a silent mind, which is a discipline in itself that we have to make so that we have a silent and quiet mind. If it is not yet a silent and a quiet mind, at least we can change the negativity into positivity. So that at least from our thoughts we can do some, it's like a social service actually you are doing. And right now we are all criminals. We are all criminals because we are all thinking of so much negative about ourselves, about others, about the world, about politicians, about leaders, things happening. And we think that it is outside and I am not making it happen. But how are you sure? Each thing that we think leaves an impression on our consciousness. So we have a power, we have a choice that every time we become conscious of something negative in our being, we can turn it into something beautiful, something positive and harmonious, and send out that formation. Now that goes out. Now some khushbu goes out, now fragrance goes out instead of rotten smell. So again, there is this book called Powers Within, which is a compilation by Mother and Sri Aurobindo, of words of Mother and Sri Aurobindo by Sri A.S. Dalalji. It's a beautiful compilation where we get to know all these power of affirmation, power of thoughts, power of imagination and visualization, how we can actually make use of it. So this much for now. And just to know that we are affirming all the time. Don't think that we are not affirming. We are affirming. What do you want to affirm? Make a choice. Whatever I want to affirm will become my life. And right now, whatever my life is, if I correspond my thoughts, I can see actually that it is just exactly corresponding. I'm just very negative and my life is also very negative. And if I change the thoughts, life will become positive. The energy of my being will change. So we are the writers of our life. At least whatever little power that we have, we must use it for a good purpose. So ghar baithe baithe, sitting at home, we can actually do a lot of social service, which is taking care of our inner space, because a Godhead resides within. The divine presence is within. And Sri Aurobindo says that you must keep the temple clean of mind and thoughts and body if you want to install a living divine presence here. So we have to constantly clean, 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 keep cleaning, and maybe place lots of beautiful flowers, which is good thoughts, good feelings inside ourselves, so that the divine presence can live here permanently. And each one of us must be able to do it, is able to do it. We just have to exercise that ability that is given to each one of us. So let us take this sankalp, take this vow of uh, making good use of this precious human birth that is given to us, because we don't know how long a life we have. So whatever life we have, let us make the best use of it. And since we all can do it, we all have to do it, because it is our birthright. To have beauty and goodness in life is our birthright. So we will focus on ourselves and we will be aware, more conscious of what we are thinking, what we are feeling, and whenever we can, whenever, Whenever we can, we will affirm. The moment I become conscious of negative thoughts, negative feelings, I'll change it, I'll write it down. Keep writing, keep writing. I know the divine is taking care of me, I am taken care of, and the whole world will turn into beautiful and will be very, very progressive. So, whatever resonates with you, keep writing, keep writing, keep writing in your mind also. So, like that, we change our patterns that are there in brain. So let us do this bit. I think we all deserve a good and beautiful life. Let us do our part, let us collaborate so that each one of us can be a drop of beauty and goodness in this whole wide universe. We can do our bit. We should. Thank you.